Hi. Will the sunset too early for my evening taste? My lungs that ain't kept in their fill. If my beating heart let me lie in this bed another day, past standing still. So I walked out in the moonlight, hands in my pockets as she walked by. I gave her a smile and I stuck to the sideways as it was going nowhere. And the world had decided to cater to me for a while. Boy, yes, I'm grown so much to show how I'm not and have grown. Well, I saw her in a smoky bar, decided to give it a try. Through a feedback, gathered my courage as the minutes passed slowly by. Well, her name was Nina, and she swore that she'd seen me before. And as I walked back to her place, she smiled as she kissed me, and she took both my hands, pulled me in through her front door. I'm grown so much to show how I'm not and have grown. Well, it's the boys' night out on the town. Throwing them down just as fast as our wallets can spare. And we talk loud and we're in a crowd. Bouncers, bartenders, and boyfriends starting to stare. Everyone's to fight, but I'm holding him tight and we kick that. In the streets without friends, but we be great and we don't hesitate. Jump in a cab and ride off to the next bar, starting all over again. Oh, it is I'm grown so much to show how I'm not and have grown. So much to show how I'm not and have grown. So much to show how I've not and have grown. Whew. What's up? How you doing, gatherers? You're on the other side of the bar from me right now. As a matter of fact, this is kind of a nice setup. I feel like I can kind of lean forward and have a drink with you. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. It's nice to be gathering with you. Another crazy day, and as I tell you a little bit about my day, I am looking. We are doing a request night tonight, so I will be first song title I See. I will try to play, and we'll see where you guys take me today. I am in the home right now. Oh, Terry, I see you. Wasted words. I got you. I'm in the home right now of Steve and Ruth Riemann. If you know that name, they have been a part of our gathering story. And if you don't, Steve is an incredible sculptor. He has, for a while actually, Allie came out here to the desert. That's how she fell in love with the desert, was through Steve and his wife Ruth. They've been partners in crime for their whole lives. They are both 79 years old, and are best buddies out here in the desert. And a bunch of you gatherers at one point got together and actually got one of Steve's sculptures for us that he calls Popsicle Toes, that is sitting out. I'll show you next time I'm back at the cabin. But we are actually at Steve and Ruth's place right now. And in fact, they've got a number of different buildings on this property, all built by hand by Steve. Amazing, right? And when Allie was out here in the desert interning for Steve as a sculptor, she lived in this. This is called the cabin, and they built this first on the edge, and you can't appreciate this, but we're up on a, well, maybe you kind of can, but you can see, you see that ridge in the background, right? Well, we are on a very similar height ridge right here, and in between is a wash. There's the wash in front of our house. There's a wash here. It's actually, they are washes that are connected. And what I mean by a wash is, it sounds strange, right? Because that looks like a desert, and wash, implies water. Well, actually, this is a water feature here. This is where, and it's incredible, even in a place with seemingly no water, it is sculpted and shaped by the water. When there is water, on the rare times that there is, right? That's where it flows, back there. We're on one ridge, and there's the other. Steve and Ruth have spent their lives, every single morning, they will wake up and they will take a walk down into this wash, up the other side, along the ridge, back down, and then back up here again. And they walk the same footsteps every single morning. It's beautiful. They live artistic, beautiful lives together, these two people. And actually, if you go to Google Earth, you can see their footprints actually in the sand as you're looking down on this wash. That's cool, right? I'm going to tell you about this cabin in a second, but let me play, because I've been talking too long. I know. I'm going to play Wasted Words, because that's the first request I saw, and then I'll tell you more about this cabin. Maybe I'll show you around a little bit, actually. It's a really cool place. Okay. We've been working on Wasted Words in the studio, as a matter of fact, getting some mixes back, and I'm pretty excited about how it's turning out. Safe as sore eyes, running into you here. Hearts beating fast, having you so near. I can't stay. Maybe just one drink for old time's sake. But let's stick to how you been. How was your day? There's some things you don't need to say. Like you still have my heart. We can last this time. It was all my fault. You should be mine. Now let's try again. Can make it work. They've all been said. They've only heard wasted words. You never looked so good to me. Thinking about things that'll never be. Before we see the break, morning light, let's say goodnight and just leave quiet. Stick to how you've been. How was your day? There's something we don't need to say. Like you still have my heart. We can last this time. It was all my fault. You should be mine. Like, let's try again. We can make it work. They've all been said. They've only heard wasted words. Let's see how you been. How was your day? There's some things you don't need to say. Like you still have my heart. We can last this time. It was all my fault. You should be mine. Like, let's try again. Can make it work. They've all been said. They've only heard. Oh, that I take back. Oh, that I don't do. I'll give it for free. Man, how was you? With him, and now maybe with her. It's true, I'll always love. It's wasted words, wasted words. All right. Candace, I see you. Do you see? I will play it. Oh, I dropped my pick. I'll remember that. Somebody remind me later. Grab that. I'll forget. I've got another one here. So before I play that, they came here. They were married in 1964, 1969. I can't remember, but it was something like that. Before I was born. And they bought this plot of land for nothing, right? Like nothing, right? And Steve built everything himself. They first they camped out while they were building this little cabin. And then they lived in the cabin while they were building the main house. And then they built a studio next to the main house. When Allie was here, first falling in love with the desert, when she was working on being a sculptor, she lived in this cabin. So, okay, I'm going to show you around, okay? I'm going to show you around. It is amazing, and this stupid iPhone is not going to allow you to appreciate really how cool this is. Let me I can flip it. Okay, so here, let's see. Let's start out here. It's going to be windy. Okay, so here we are out in the wash, and this is the cabin that Steve built. He designed it himself. He drew up the plans himself. He built it himself. Unbelievable. He and Ruth, they're a team in everything they do. So we're going inside. Look around here on the side, and you can see some of Steve's sculptures here. And this place is so amazing because it is like a sculpture garden, right? You can see that big piece in the back. That piece right there next to the telephone pole. I mean, it is, I don't know, 30 feet high. It's huge. Looking out, you can see his sculptures everywhere. It's so cool. They have decided to surround themselves with art. And let's see if we can walk around here before we go inside. And you can see that is the main house. That is their truck that we're borrowing. And yeah, pretty beautiful place to live. Pretty beautiful place to live. Okay, so here we are in the cabin. I'm gonna walk you inside. It's a small little place. The fireplace, that's key. This is the kitchen. That's where I'm set up. Those are my beers. And up these stairs, that really cool door is the front door, and then around the corner is a little bedroom nook. Bathroom in there. Pretty amazing. I mean, right? They are living in a piece of art, dedicating their lives to making art. Some pretty incredible things. So we're here, we're hanging out, and I snuck down to the cabin to gather with you. They're watching from up in the main house. All right. I'll tell you more about my crazy day after this next song. Candace wanted to hear Decent. Like it. I'd like to take my dreams on my memories, put them in my palm, and I sing a song. I have realized all of that in my eyes. So when you look at me, what do you see? I walk around this town with my head hung down to the passing eye. Another lullaby. I think I'm holding this, still I must insist. There's a little romance for days. What do you say? Social creatures bound upon what's around, value and define our status of the time. Still I try so hard, home and discard that notion generally. What do you see? Oh yeah, do you see? Okay. It's pretty cool to be here. Lee, I see you. 3 days. We can do that. We can do that. So Allie and I, we woke up this morning in the cabin, and as is our morning ritual, we woke up Willa together, and when Willa began the morning milking, I started working on chores around the house. I did some yard work. I tried to unsuccessfully hang some outdoor lights. I failed. They were tricky buggers. I failed. God. But I do really enjoy trying to keep up our place, and so I had a couple victories, but I failed on the lights. That was a tough one. We came over here. One of the things is when Allie was here all on her own, way out in the middle of the desert, there were some things that she just didn't have the bandwidth to do, and she knew that I was coming out. One of them was going to the dump. The dump is in Landers. We are in an area called Flamingo Heights, which is part of Yucca, I think Yucca Valley, and Allie and I are over in Pioneer Town, which is, it's all kind of the same place, and no one really knows for sure where all the boundaries are, but Landers is a little ways out there. In fact, my friends Troy and Mary were out here, and I had them go out to the Landers brewery. I think they went out there thinking that it was going to be like a microbrewery like you get in Vermont and in New England, and it was not like that. Very much off the beaten track, and I think that they were a little sketched out. But half the brewery is the landfill, right? And so I spent part of the day loading up the truck to head to the landfill. And we came over here to visit with Steve and Ruth, which is kind of about halfway there. And then I jumped in the truck while Willa and Allie were here hanging on with Steve and Ruth, and I drove out to the landfill. And I got there, and it was insane. It is an insanely windy day. It doesn't look that way from right here. And when we were out there, it wasn't even, but at the landfill, I was the last person that they let in. 65-mile-an-hour winds, which in the desert is pretty nasty. That means you can't really see because there's just sand everywhere. And but I was able to take care of that. Checked it off the list. Came on back here. But when I was writing the description for today's gathering, I was waiting in line at the landfill, and I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to make it back in time. I thought I might have to pull over and hang with you in the middle of Landers in the desert if I had enough connectivity. So anyways, that was my adventure. Eked in here in the nick of time, even had time to crack a beer. I believe it was Lee that wanted to hear 3 days. Happy to play. All right. It's 3 days till we go on the weekend. 3 days till it's on. 3 days till I coast like a demon. 3 days till I'm gone. Push around, feeling just like a pinball, out of control. But I got dreams, simple schemes, I'm gonna run like a gambler, hard on the road. 'Cause it's 3 days till it rolls on the weekend. Everybody's counting down. Like a demon, yeah. 3 days till I'm You can fight all you might, goes the hole in the handle. Your back, ease your mind in 3 days' time. You're gonna fire like a piston, yeah. Hard on the track. 'Cause it's 3 days till you go on the weekend. 3 days till it's on. 3 days till I coast like a demon. 3 days till I'm gone. And it's 3 days till we go on the weekend. Everybody's counting down. Hey, 3 days till I coast like a demon. 3 days till I'm found. Days till I'm gone. All right. Have we met? I see you, bro. I see you. And I have to warn you, it is 4:30 here, which means it's 7:30 on the East Coast. And usually, for you first-time gatherers, usually We hang for about an hour. It's really funny. I was talking to my friend Dee Dee this morning, who is kind of an expert in all things social media, and we were just chatting about, the journey a little bit. And I remember when the Gathering series started, and I told her, you know what, I think I'm going to do this every night. And she's like, I don't think that's a great idea. And I was like, well, it's not going to be a long concert or anything. It'll be like, maybe, she's like, well, I think you should keep it to like maybe 20 minutes or something like that. And I was like, yeah, I'll go for that. That, an hour is as close as I was ever able to get to 20-minute gathering. That was what was supposed to, that was the length that the gatherings were supposed to be. Anyways, I'm gonna have to call it at 7:45/4:45 today, so I can get my little daughter home and put her to bed. It's just gonna be a lot easier on both Allie and I if we can scooch out around from here around 5, which means we need a little time to pack up. But this weekend, I am going to try to gather somewhere pretty, maybe just at the cabin, but maybe somewhere different. But I'm gonna time it with the sunset, and so as we gather from wherever we're gathering from, the sun will be setting, and maybe we'll spend a little extra time together this weekend. Make up for the shorty today. I'm jealous right now because my wife is up in the main house hanging with Stephen Root right now. Actually, they're both Stephen Root are probably watching right now. We made sure to set them up on Facebook before I came down to the cabin. They were psyched to watch. Probably lurkers, not chatters like you chatterboxes. Driving sideways through these cold days, giving into the daily grind. Hope rested, patience tested. Touch my faith in your tragic eyes. On the day I was born, when the sun burned before in a clear, perfect sky, but there you and I, what's your name? Everywhere before. You remind me of a memory of a place that I can't define. Even through it, like you knew me, and you taste mine, poison mine. On the day I was born, when the sun burned a hole in a clear, perfect sky, were you there? You and I could Man, before finishing up today, I just want to say a couple other things about our friends, Steve and Ruth. Y'all should check out Steve's work. Riemann Sculpture. RiemannSculpture.com. You guys, will you make sure that that's right, and share the link with the rest of you gatherers. This is a couple, Steve and Ruth, who have had a profound impact on this community and on this place. Not only has Steve's art been a huge influencer of culture here, but Ruth, not only has she managed the business of Riemann Sculpture, but she's also played a pivotal role over her lifetime in protecting the land all around. What they would call back in the bad old days, conservationism was not much of a thought here, and the desert was a place where there were no rules. In fact, when they first came out here, Steve was in the Army, but he was also designing race cars, the kind of cars that could go off-road and race through the desert. They would have all sorts of crazy adventures out there, but as more and more people came to the desert over the years, it became more and more important to protect the land that we're all sharing in, a very, very fragile environment that we are a part of for a very short chapter. I mean, it boggles my mind looking out at this wash, right? How rare it is for there to be water, right? And look at how massively it has impacted. Water has impacted this land, right? It tells you, right? It tells you the kind of years that it takes to shape this place that I get to live stream from, that I get to share with the other folks that are here and all. And it's an inspiring place to be. And Ruth has played a huge part in helping to protect this area. So anyways, I feel it's pretty amazing to have inspiring friends that are impacting the world with their hearts. That's all I'm going to say about that. And I know that goes for a lot of you gatherers out there. That's what I feel like this community is inspired by the most. Right? As we move forward, we're going to continue to impact the world around us with our hearts, this community. Absolutely. I would be remiss if I did not mention to you gatherers that Autumn Getaway tickets went on sale yesterday. We are almost at 2/3 sold out already. Okay, so it's a very small trip. We only let about 100 people come to the Autumn Getaway sessions. It's in Algonquin, Maine. 3 days of hanging out, having New England adventures, and sharing a lot of music and a lot of experiences together. So if that sounds like it's something that interests you, gatherers, y'all should be there. It would be cool. We're kind of setting ourselves up to do 2 trips every year, a gathering trip and a getaway. And who knows, maybe there'll be more on the horizon. Raise up your glasses. Let us drink to the wind in our bags. May it always blow steady, whatever you glasses. Let us drink to this time that we had. For these moments pass lightly, won't come again. May our lives all bend right up to the end. May we live them with joy, yes, abandon. Raise up your glasses. Let us drink to the day. Let us drink to the word when the world hangs through. Let us drink one today. Let us drink one again. Let us drink one to those who are with us. Here is to us, and all that we see. Here's to our hearts and the air that we breathe. Here's to round and good company. Here's to the future. Here's to the past. Let us drink one down slow. Let us drink one down fast. Let us drink one heavy. These nights are late. Here's to the night that we share. Oh, here's to the drink that we share. Well, okay. Cheers. It's nice to be with you all. Thanks for hanging with me. I will see you again this weekend. I'm not sure which day yet, but I'll let you know. I want to thank you all for sharing and listening to Live Loud, released on Friday. I'm glad you guys like it. I've been hearing a lot of comments from y'all, and that means a lot too. Please stay safe. Keep on looking out for one another. And I'll see you soon.